Welcome to Teacher Notes instructional video, learning to use extra features of Teacher Notes. When you launch Teacher Notes, you're in this screen. It shows all your classes, and you can add a new class. There's also this button in the top left-hand corner that has 3 lines. It's this button that we'll be looking into today. Go ahead and tap it. It reveals a menu. Let's go through each one of these options. First of all, the Home button. That's how you get back to where you started, which is the screen that shows all your classes. We have the Set Pin menu option. If we tap Set Pin, we're in the screen where you can set a pin. If you set a pin, you will be able to password lock your classes, and every time you want to go into a class, you'll need to enter this pin. Let's look at the next menu option. Pre-populated class. When you tap pre-populated class, you get this screen. You know what? I'll probably have to update this in a future update. It doesn't look that good right now, but we'll make it look better in the future. In the meantime, you can still use it. This is how you would add a class that's already filled with kids, domains, and content areas. What you need to do is tap the class name here, tap this box, enter your class name, right? And then you can just enter the name of your kids here. Like it says, enter each student's name on a new line. So you can sort of, let's see, maybe we can delete all these. I'm using a keyboard. I'm cheating a little bit. But you could do like Jenna, Tony, Sarah, Jesse. How about Mindy, Travis. Alright, each one of these will be a kid in a class that you're making. This is where you can pretty much copy and paste something in from perhaps an Excel file or a Word document that has a list of all your kids in it. Again, domain, you could add one in here, social, emotional, cognitive, language, physical, I don't know. Another one would be, how about mathematical, okay? And just to demonstrate, when you say add class, class added. It lets you know you've added this class. To see it, we'll go back to the home screen. Here's class name. We tap it. We go into our note-taking screen. And if we look at the class management info, we'll see that all the names we entered are already in the students, and mathematical is in the domains. Okay, let's go back and look at the next option. Organize classes. This is just a button you'd press if you want to move around your classes. So maybe you want class name to be first. Boom. Hit done. Now class name is first. If you have a bunch of classes, rearrange them however you like. Copy student. This is a button that lets you copy the notes from one class to another. So if you've watched other videos, you'll know we recently created a test class with the kid Aaron in it. If we want to copy Aaron from pre-K into our new class, we, again, would start out copy student from class, pre-K. We'll pick Aaron. And then you can't copy him back to pre-K because that's where he originated from. So that's grayed out. But we can copy him to our new class, class name. All right, you'll know there's a little message that says copy successful. So let's go back to our home screen and go into class name, and we'll see here that there are some notes. All the notes we took for Aaron are here. One of them has a picture. Okay, that's how you use copy student. Restore purchases. That's if you've purchased the unlimited amount of classes, but you had to re-download it on another device, say. You can hit restore purchases, and it will restore it to your Teacher Notes Unlimited with unlimited classes. All right, Dropbox. Well, this is good to actually see. Sometimes, if you can't see a switch, or maybe this menu looks a little strange, all you need to do is turn your iPad to maybe the portrait view, and then back to landscape. Let's do that here. Okay, now let's go back into this menu. All right, that's what I was looking for. That was a good example of sometimes little things that happen and how to deal with them. So Dropbox. This switch over here will either connect you to Dropbox or disconnect you from Dropbox. So right now I'm connected to my Dropbox account. With that, I can now import classes. So if I go to import class, it's going to show me all the classes I have on Dropbox. Okay? You can sync classes. So this is if you have a class on your device that you want to send to Dropbox, you sync it to Dropbox. Okay? So I have my two classes, class name and pre-K, here. And then auto backup, that's a feature that we've added in recently to Teacher Notes. It makes it so that every time you exit Teacher Notes, it backs up all your notes, photos, video, and audio to Dropbox. And actually, this is great because if you have multiple devices, or say you have a team of teachers working in a class, if you turn this on and everyone is connected to the same Dropbox account, and I have to stress that, it has to be the same Dropbox account, then the goal is that all your notes will always be in sync across all your devices. Because every time you exit Teacher Notes, it's going to go into Dropbox, it's going to sync all your classes up, and it's going to re-download all any changes that have been made by anyone else. So that's how you use auto backup. We also have this email backup section. So whenever you back up to email, you can get all your notes, but you don't get your photos, movies, or audio. They're just too big to fit in an email. And also, I've got emails about this. It can be a little deceiving. When you say export a class, there's a little text file that comes along with it. Let's see. Export one class. Let's say pre-K. Okay? Comes up with this message, and there's a little text file. You can see it here. It has a .txt. I've got messages saying, in this text file, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. This text file is actually to import into Teacher Notes of someone else's device. So say you want to send it to a colleague. They can now import all your notes into their Teacher Notes without the associated photos, movies, or audio. That's really what this is for. If you just want to straight email all of your notes in the format that you see them, there's definitely a way to do that, and that's covered in a separate video. It was actually covered, I believe, in the editing and sorting video of Teacher Notes. Go watch that if you want to learn about it. Okay? So we're going to delete this email. The next option on the list was export all classes. This just takes, again, a text version of all your classes that you can easily send to a colleague or whoever you desire. And finally, this is a new one we added in, export as CVS, or CSV, I'm sorry. So this actually, if you want to take all your notes and try to rearrange them in a spreadsheet, this is how you do it. So you'll export it, say pre-K. You'll see now there's a .csv file here. So you can open this up on your computer at home, perhaps open it in Excel, Numbers, whatever you use. And you can start editing it. You're going to have all your kids in a column, you're going to have all your notes in a column. All the information that's required is going to be all set into columns, so you can easily use it in Excel or Numbers. Again, there's no audio, video, or photos, but that's the way it is, just because it's too big to have those in an email. Each photo can be up to 5 megabytes, which is a lot. And so if you're going to do a whole class, you're talking hundreds of megabytes sometimes. Okay, so finally we get to the help section. These are pretty self-explanatory. If you tap help, you get to a screen that has a PDF that sort of lets you know how to use Teacher Notes. It's a little bit outdated, but I haven't had time to really update it for the iOS 7 yet. There's a lot of images in here. We have a little label down here for Label Ed. That's another app we've made. And if you tap it, you'll get a little screen. It doesn't work on the simulator, but on your device, you can download it if you want, give it a shot. And this just lets you know that some of the icons we've used in Teacher Notes are actually from an icon set. If you want to go to our YouTube page, tap YouTube. Here you go, and you can watch videos right from there. Okay. If you want to go to our Facebook page, tap Facebook. Okay. If you want to go to Twitter page, we have some Twitters. We tweet, not very often, but sometimes, and you can get a hold of us here. Maybe you don't really like writing emails or something. Well, you can always tweet, you know? And then finally, if you do like writing emails, tap Contact Us. Tell us if you're having some sort of issue. Tell us if you're having some sort of problem. Or also let us know if you have some great suggestions. A lot of the features we've added into Teacher Notes over the years are actually just because users have wrote us saying, I really love this feature. And so we work really hard to please everyone who uses Teacher Notes. So let us know, even if you just like the program. We love hearing about it, okay? Okay, so that's pretty much the end of this video, and hopefully you have a good idea of how to use all these additional options in Teacher Notes now.